Today we're going to talk about the spring practice preview for the Oklahoma defensive tackles, and all that's coming up after the bumper.
What do you mean you don't subscribe to my son's YouTube channel?
Mama, no!
Just snap the damn ball, RJ.
What's up, kid folk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always OU related, college football related, sports related. We have a good time, and today we're going to talk about Oklahoma's defensive tackles ahead of during spring football practice. Now, this position is a lightning rod for Oklahoma football fans and really is the anchor of everything you should be doing as a defense. You'll hear folks say it all the time. It all starts up front in the trenches. Well, for Oklahoma, you need some guys to come on in a hurry. You got redshirt seniors in Neville Gallimore and Marquise Overton, two guys you have to depend on to make the leap. We've seen Neville Gallimore flash. When he is healthy, he's one of the best Oklahoma football players on this roster. We already know he's an athletic freak. A guy running around at 330 pounds that can run a 4.7 40 just ain't regular. We know that he can squat your house. We just don't know that he can do it down in and down out every game. We've seen him get hurt. We've seen him not come back from being used like he's been used. You also are looking at guys like redshirt freshman Jordan Kelley to maybe step up and do something. Same thing with Dillon Faamatau. Step up and do something. Same thing with Troy James. Step up and do something. But do what in this Alex Grinch 3-4 scheme? That's a one-gap scheme. So what we understand to be 3 down linemen and 1 stand-up rush end, which we'll talk about later. But is it going to be a guy that lines up in a 1 technique or a 0 technique and you're asking him to pummel the center every time or to split the center and the guard every time? It looks that way because you're running a one-gap scheme and you're calling it 3-4. So there's not a whole lot of places for the defensive tackles to go. But can they beat up on Bill Bedenbaugh's offensive line? Because if they can do that, they're going to be elite. And you're not asking for Oklahoma's entire defense to be elite. You're asking for them to be mediocre because they haven't been anything like that over the past few years. You got to go back a ways to look at the last defensive tackle to be great coming out of Oklahoma. I would even go as far back as to Jordan Phillips before you can actually say that with any level of confidence. And it's not because you're not getting who you want. Again, those are Mike Stoops' guys. Neville Gallimore is this Mike Stoops guy. We understand that. But Alex Grinch is going to have to get something out of him, and so is Calvin Thibodeau. You're going to have to try to make these guys elite. Dillon Faamatau, not so sure he's there. Marquise Overton, you'll hear people bang on him from time to time about how he's performed. You're wondering what you're getting in Jordan Kelley, because this is a guy that a lot of folks were excited to get, but didn't see the field last year, and there's no guarantee he'll see this field this year. So what exactly can you look at defensive tackles and say that they can do? Well, if they're healthy, maybe you could say that they can occupy enough offensive linemen to keep the linebackers clean. But again, that's not what you want from an Oklahoma defense. You want the kind of defense with defensive tackles that look like Tommy Harris, run like Tommy Harris, look like Gerald McCoy, run like Gerald McCoy, can just bulldoze people, get into the backfield, because if you can beat their 5 with your 4, you're going to win a lot of football games, and you're going to do this thing that Alex Grinch wants to do, which is get 24 takeaways in a season. What happens if one of your defensive tackles can actually get back there, get a strip sack fumble, can be the guy turning the tide? Then you're talking about putting guys into the NFL like Alabama does with Quentin Williams, like Brent Venable does with Christian Wilkins. You're looking at these fellas and you're going, my goodness, all of a sudden Oklahoma is elite at a position where it's been a while since they could say that. All right, that's it for me. Deuces.